Hi everyone, I'm Cosmin, and in today's video on Dessertophilia, I'm showing you how to make a beautiful forest fruit mousse torte. The mousse is creamy but also light and very airy. It sits on an almond and chocolate layer, to which I added some chopped hazelnuts for texture and taste. And for the finishing touch, a bittersweet chocolate ganache that's dripping on the sides of the cake. It's a thing of beauty. And as is the case of the mango mousse torte, this is also the kind of dessert you should plan ahead. So the same advice goes. If you want to serve it on a Saturday, you'd better start on a Thursday evening or on a Friday morning. Nevertheless, this one is easier to make. In my mixing bowl I have 750 grams of mixed forest fruit, which I thawed the evening before, and I kept some of the juices. Use an immersion blender to turn them into a puree. Push the puree through a strainer with a soft silicone spatula to separate the seeds and the skins. But of course, if you want more texture in your mousse, you can keep those. But I prefer my mousses as smooth as possible. Anyway, you can keep the skins and seeds, mix them with some agave syrup or honey and add them to your yogurt or cereal. After straining, you'll obtain about 300 grams of smooth forest fruit puree. To make the base for your torte, you're gonna need 70 grams of almond flour, 30 grams of cocoa, 20 grams of chopped hazelnuts, a pinch of salt, and 50 grams of erythritol. Bring these together with a whisk. Beat 2 eggs with 30 grams of coconut oil and add them to your dry ingredients. Use the whisk to bring everything together into a rather dense batter. Now dollop the batter into a lightly greased springform pan and level it with your spatula. Bake the base at 180 Celsius for 25 minutes. Let it cool down to room temperature and then remove it from the pan. Clean the pan and then put the base back in. This will make your life easier when it's time to assemble the torte. Once you have the base back in the pan, line the sides with acetate. The next step is to beat 500 ml of ice-cold whipping cream to stiff peaks. Then refrigerate it. I'm using 100 ml of cold forest fruit juices I kept after thawing them to bloom 10 grams of gelatin. In my mixing bowl I have 4 egg yolks and 1 whole egg, which I'm beating over a bain-marie. Now add 50 ml of fresh lemon juice and then 140 grams of erythritol. Keep the flame as low as possible. What you want is gentle steam. After a few minutes, the eggs will have more than double their volume. Now it's important to keep them between 65 and 70 degrees Celsius for 3.5 minutes to pasteurize them. Once you've done this, remove the bowl from the water bath and allow the eggs to cool to a little below 60 degrees Celsius. Adding the gelatin at a temperature higher than that would destroy it. And now you can see why I bloomed the gelatin in those forest fruit juices. It's for that extra kick of color. And now add 250 grams of cold forest fruit puree. When you're done mixing, put a drop of mousse on your hand. If you can't feel it, then the temperature is right to fold in the whipped cream. If you can feel it, then wait for half an hour before starting to fold in the whipped cream. Fold in the whipped cream in 2 additions. Start with about a third. When you fold in the whipped cream, take your time. Lift from the bottom of the bowl, go over and turn the bowl as you go. Do this until there are no more visible streaks of white. Now pour this gorgeous mousse over the base and level the surface with a spatula. And now put the torte in the fridge for at least 6 hours. To make the ganache, prepare a bain-marie and melt together 60 grams of bittersweet chocolate with 60 grams of butter. You can remove the bowl from the steam when you can still see some pieces of butter. The residual heat will melt those too. Just give the ganache a good stir before you pour it on the torte. Use a long offset spatula to lift the torte from the bottom of the pan and put it on your serving platter. Then carefully peel away the acetate to reveal the beautiful sides. Pour the slightly warm ganache in the center of the torte. Then, use a small offset spatula to push the chocolate over the edges to create that beautiful dripping effect. Then refrigerate the torte for another hour and then it's ready to slice. If you like this recipe, please consider subscribing. It really means a lot to me. Until next time, Dessertophiles!